recording. Leslee. I have no idea who you are. I just met you. Who are you? And by the way, this is a whiskey fireside chat, but because of the program having youth in it, we decided that we would, not that you're, well, you are young, but I'm not young, but we're having tea. It's a tea chat. And also it's afternoon during the day here. So I'm not like, even though we're in a pandemic, I'm not drinking whiskey 24/7. Cheers.
Cheers.
What kind of tea are you having?
Mine's actually just hot water with soy milk. and I call it tea.
Oh my Lord. I'm having some chai tea with natural honey.
It's been hard to get to the store, so make do with what you can.
It's true, actually. I'm starting to use my camp food already, so which isn't bad. All right, so Leslee Brown, you are all part of, or was part of, your alumni, right, of the Canadian Conservation Corps by the Canadian Wildlife Federation.
Yeah. So the Canadian Conservation Corps is a program by Canadian Wildlife Federation, and it's a Canada Service Corps program through the Canadian government. And so it's for 18 to 30-year-olds to get connected in Canada with service projects and whatnot. So I'm still sort of a part of it because I'm still doing my stage 3. So, and yes, I'm technically an alumni of the program as well. So.
Well, that's good. So there are 3 stages. So just sort of, sorry, my dog is needing wanted here. Yes, you bad dog. She got into her food while I was having a shower. Yes. I don't know if anybody out there, but the dogs are going crazy because they're not used to us being home all the time.
I know, right? Mine's gonna come knocking on the door soon too.
Oh man, it's so funny. They're like, "Why are you? Why? Oh, we got someone else joining us. Are we supposed to admit something else? Someone else?
I don't know.
Oh, all right. All right.
See who it might be?
I'm not sure. I hope we know them.
A guest star.
I don't know. It's someone's there, but they're not visually. Anyway, continue on. 3 stages. We got interrupted by dogs and people we don't know.
Yeah. So first stage is someone's coming here. The first stage.
Just ignore him. Just ignore him.
The first stage of the program is you're meeting your cohort, which is typically about 10 people, and the facilitator, and you're out somewhere in Canada. You could be from coast to coast, somewhere in between, who knows.
My highlight of the day was, just getting into the water. Me and Alex worked so well together. There was like a moment where we were like perfectly in sync. We just knew what to do next, and it was so nice just seeing us in sync and finally getting the hang of like these techniques that we just learned.
And you have a week of training, and you're doing a lot of first aid and icebreaker games and getting to know these people. And then you go off on this adventure portion with Outward Bound. And
really?
Yeah, you're out there for like 12 days, and you could be sea kayaking on either coast, or dog sledding, or hiking, or canoeing, or somewhere doing something really cool in Canada. And then you're really getting like pushed and it's super fun. It's a really
go back to that. What did you do? Did you go kayaking, dog sledding?
Yeah, so I went sea kayaking out in New Brunswick, actually, on the Passamaquoddy Bay. We did, I think we were like 11 nights on the water, and it was really cool. And it was back in April. It was a year ago we were out there, so it was cold. It was like winter camping.
Wow, that's really cool. Like, I know there's 2 more stages, but let me get this straight. So you signed up for this government program, and you were able to go sea kayaking along the coast. Like, really? Like,
Yeah, I know. It's like, wow, what? It's super, a really incredible experience for sure, to say the least. And then I went out and did a week, then you come back from your trip and you have another week of training with your facilitators, and you're doing a lot of like Project Wild games that are through Canadian Wildlife Federation, and you're getting certified in field leader in hiking and paddling, or hiking and snowshoeing, or whatever the season. And then you say goodbye to your group and you go off into onto a placement with someone from your cohort. You're paired up with someone, and you can be with some existing organization across Canada doing something in the name of conservation.
I wanted conservation work, I wanted field work, and that's definitely what I'm getting here. Whether it's on the bog getting dirty or making my way through the bush, I'm working with animals to preserve and to promote them, and that's definitely what I want. So what's interesting about my placement here at Scales Nature Park is that it matches the goals that I want, the objectives that I want to accomplish. But what's even greater about CCC as a program is no matter what someone's objectives are, there's a placement to match it. So we got a beautiful snapper here. So here we're measuring the carapace mid-length. Basically record the turtles year after year, see how they're growing if we're able to recapture them. It's rare to have an opportunity like this through an organization that not only helps you find these placements, but definitely backs you and helps you build on top of that.
like what? What did you do?
So I was actually at the Wildlife Research Station in Algonquin Park, which was incredible. It was such a magical place. It's so wild. And it was their 75th anniversary last year, so we got to do a lot of cool stuff with them. It was incredible.
That's really good. So did this whole program set you up with them?
Yeah, totally. So they give you all these placement options in your first week of training, and you kind of pick your top ones that you'd like to go to. And then when you come back from your outward bound trip, they'll set you up with one of those.
I'm in Halifax, volunteering with the Canadian Sea Turtle Network. It's pretty interesting. I've talked to a lot of people. We talked to a lot of locals and tourists and people of all ages about sea turtles in Canada, which a lot of people don't even know that we get here.
One of the placements.
That's why. So you got to choose, like there was a whole pile of them and you said, okay, I want that one.
Well, I got to choose my top 3, the 3 ones that I thought I would be the most excited about. And so, but they're all amazing. Like everywhere would have been cool, anywhere.
Yeah. What were some of the others?
Some people were just in Ottawa, not far from me. They were on the turtle team working with Canadian Wildlife Federation. And some people were on PEI and they were doing some work with the Wildlife Federation there. Some people are out in BC doing work with kids camps, and some people were at Lake Huron doing some work with some reptiles and different animals out there.
And who was the person you got paired up with?
I was with James, who was awesome. So yeah, we were there for 2.5 months, almost 3 months.
That's quite. And you're still talking to James?
Yeah, for sure. Connect with everyone from my group. Yeah, James is awesome. So
fantastic. And then there's a third stage, right? You go back to your community?
I'm really excited to go home and start my Stage 3 project and make a difference in my home community.
It's a heck of an experience, and I can't wait to bring it back to my hometown in Ontario and hopefully get a job in this kind of field where I can put on my own programs and educate people about the importance of the natural world around them.
Yeah, you go back to your community or a place that you want to call home for a little while, and this is where you act out of a service project of some sort. So it could be a one-day event, or it could be a little longer, or whatever you kind of have planned out. So whatever you come up with is sort of what, and then there's opportunities for grant funding and for support through different organizations. And yeah.
What did you do?
Well, mine's still in the works, but I'm planning a tree planting project for whenever this whole pandemic is over. And I'd like to kind of make it a holistic, do some gardening as well, like pollinator gardens along with them, and vegetable gardens, and getting kids connected to food. And I've been at my old high school doing some work with the leadership class there. They built a bunch of bat boxes with some kids, and they did a recycling program, and we kind of brainstormed some ideas, and I did a bit of outreach, talking about the CCC and trying to get kids excited about conservation, really, and talking about plastic pollution and deforestation and whatnot. So yeah, I've done a few things so far, but the stuff, I guess my big thing, what I want to do is the tree planting with the gardens. And when this whole pandemic is over, hopefully in the fall, I'll be able to do that with the high school and some elementary schools.
This is really sounding awesome. Like, so I got tons of questions, and so you have to be 18 to 30 years old?
Yeah, so you just have to be 18 to 30 and either a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident or have been granted refugee status, and you can apply. So the beauty of this program is that you don't need a certain degree or work experience to have the opportunity to do this. And so you get all these different people coming from different backgrounds, and yeah, it's great. You're working towards a common goal, and it can really bring a lot of creativity and perspective.
Yeah, so the CCC program's really given me the opportunity to bridge out from university and experience different programs.
We're learning valuable skills and important information that we're going to use in our community project.
I've really enjoyed the opportunities that it's provided me, because not being from university background, it opens a door that would otherwise be closed.
Everything we're learning here in Alberta can be taken back to our communities and implemented through our projects.
It's a one-of-a-kind program. It's incomparable to anything I've heard of before, and the fact that, you know, they put you up, room, board, and food, that's nice. An experience unlike any other.
Honestly, this is one of the best things I've done in my life, learning new things every day.
That's fantastic. How long has this been going on? Like for a few years now?
The program started, the first group went out in January of 2018. So
oh, okay, so not long.
It's pretty young, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Now, 18 to 30, was it mostly 30-year-olds, or was it 18-year-olds, or mix? Like,
yeah, we had one 18-year-old and a few young 20s, and then I think 3 of us were 27 and 3 people were 30. So we had a bit of an older group, but you kind of get a mixed bag a lot of the time. But yeah, it's great to see different ages too, and everyone's at different stages of their lives.
Yeah, it's like a tossed salad.
Right?
Did it cost you anything to do this?
No, it's a free program. But it is an active service, so you're not getting paid to do it, but you are being subsidized for certain bills during your first 2 stages, because that's when you're away from home, not able to work, and you're getting reimbursed for your daily living expenses. And then your stage 3, you come back and you can start working somewhere or at your old job perhaps. Yeah.
So do you think this would help you get a job?
Oh, for sure. And it already has. So it's, yeah, the experience is like no other. It's, yeah.
What are you doing for a job then?
Well, right now I'm walking my dog a lot, but
yeah,
typically
we all actually.
If there wasn't a pandemic going on, then I teach yoga, and I just got a job actually at the Mill of Kintail, which is a conservation area out in Elmont, and it's a really well-known place, and they do kids programs. So May and June they do field trips, come out to the mill, and then July and August is summer camps, and they do a bunch of cool stuff like stream studies and nature walks and birding and yoga and mindfulness and arts and crafts and you name it, swimming in the stream and whatnot. So I'm super excited to have the opportunity to work there whenever that may be. And I've also instead of doing that right now, next month I'm starting to volunteer at a vegetable garden, which I'm super excited about too.
That's fantastic. Anyway, so going back to the 2 stages, the first and the second one, of the first one, what was your biggest or fondest memory during that trip?
Oh man. Well, just like the people I've met along the way throughout this whole thing, and I'm continuing to meet some amazing people, that's been really inspiring. And the first stage, getting to know my cohort, and then going out on the sea kayaking trip. You've known these people for 5 days, and you're on this trip together that's like so wild, and so cold. It was raining and overcast the entire time. I think we saw sun for like 2 hours of the 12 days. And it was so much fun though. We had such a good time. And there was one day that we went out to this island. It was called Hog Island, and we were camped out, and we woke up to these hurricane-like winds going 100 kilometers an hour. No joke. We called it Hurricane Hog, and our tents are snapping and the camp's going everywhere, and it's so chaotic, but we had so much fun with it, and we were like trying to move camp into the woods, and it was just such a good time, and which it could have been a disaster, but we made the most of it. And yeah, Hurricane Hog was probably my favorite part of that trip for sure. And then coming back and doing all the wild education games, those are super fun. So we got to do a lot of those games out in New Brunswick. We were just staying at this little cottage on this lake, like super remote. And yeah, it was a really good time.
Wow, that's incredible. And then when you went to Algonquin and you studied, what were you studying there? Any particular species?
Well, Algonquin there was kind of a core group of researchers there. There was someone doing salamander study, some turtle people, and a guy studying antler flies, which are the flies that live on moose antlers after they've shed them, which is, yeah, I know, it's super cool. So those were kind of like the three main projects that were going on, and we got to go out and assist with them whenever, kind of whatever we felt like doing that day. We could go out and catch turtles and identify them and release them, and we could go out and do butterfly and damselfly and dragonfly counts and identifying those and releasing them. And yeah, we got to go explore the backcountry. There's 20,000 acres of private backcountry in Algonquin Park, so we got to go explore that. And there was a moose got taken down by a pack of wolves, and we had to move its body because it was right next to the labs. So we set up a trail cam and watched as the turkey vultures came, and maggots, and a bear, and wolves, and we heard wolves howling at the moon. And we were living in these cabins in the woods on a lake, so we got to go kayaking and canoeing every day. And the second day we were there, we paddled across the lake, and there's a mama moose and her like newborn baby right there. And for 2 weeks we would just paddle by and watch from a distance, and she just let us do that. It was so magical. And the loons, and we did trail maintenance, and we did a lot of building maintenance because it's the 75th anniversary, so we were fixing up some old buildings. And yeah, the people there, that was beautiful. Just a lot of really down to earth, cool people there.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. I mean, I'm pretty sure you were connected to nature before you did this, or you wouldn't want to do it. But did you see people become more connected to nature because of this program?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And for myself too, like I definitely have found this whole other level, depth of connection. There were some teachers that we had along the way who did. Ian Smith, he was our field leader instructor, and he really weaved these sacred teachings into his work. And then we went and did an innovation lab back in November, and we had a Indigenous woman teaching us about the medicine wheel and offering these sacred ceremonies for us, and those were really profound and reminded me to weave that sacredness into the teachings. So yeah, definitely a whole depth, and so many others. You can see it, and every day I'm inspired by others posting about their projects, and you can tell it's definitely, it really reaches a level.
Oh man, that's fantastic. So what's, I mean, no, I guess 2 more questions for you, but how did you find out about it?
I was just looking on Google one day because I was probably looking for a job or just exploring and looking for some conservation opportunities, and it just popped up. And I remember seeing it and being like, there's no way this is real. And then it was, and I was like, oh my God. So I applied right away, and yeah, it was exactly what it was more than I expected, but couldn't really have much expectation of it.
Well, the people that joined you, were they all different individuals, or were they all sort of the same type?
Oh, no, everyone was coming from different walks of life. Like some people had a background, well, some people were more sciencey, some people were more artsy, some did a conservation degree, biology, something like that. Others just came maybe like a health degree or whatnot. I came from a health background, so conservation was sort of a newer thing for me, I guess, after my degree. And then, yeah, so people coming from doing all different sorts of things.
So time in the wilderness and time helping protect the species and wilderness as well, and then bring it back home to your own community. It changed your life, did it?
It definitely did. And I think that it can be challenging in life sometimes when you get stuck in the day-to-day, or you feel like you're lacking motivation and you forget that there's this part of you that longs to be wild again, but it's always there. And so when you have this opportunity to do something like this and to reconnect with that part of you and to reconnect with the natural world and with others and know that you're always connected and just remember who you are and that you're not separate from nature, it's pretty powerful and quite transformative, I'd say.
That's fantastic. Well, there's the cheers there.
Cheers.
To our tea, tea fireside chat. Seriously, it is tea in here. Well, thank you very much. And I'm so glad that you joined me for this chat.
Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate it. Can I just say one more thing before we go?
Sure.
I'm just going to say that it can be really overwhelming sometimes to look at the environmental crisis on like this global scale. But when you scale it back down to right here and just reflect in the mirror and what can I do to make a difference? What can I do to reduce my carbon footprint? And what can I do to be more kind and compassionate towards others? And you start right here, and these acts of love towards yourself and towards others start to grow, and it creates this ripple effect, and it reaches the people around you in your community, and all these people are doing it, and seeing these powerful acts of love become so overwhelming and powerful that it encompasses and holds everyone, and you remember what a beautiful world it is. And yeah, so if you're ever feeling overwhelmed, just pause and take a deep breath and start right here.
I'm gonna start crying.
I just had to say that.
That's excellent. That's a great way to end it. That's fantastic. Well, good luck, and so much I got out of this, and I'd like to thank you for that. So
I appreciate your time, and take care.
Yeah, we got nothing else to do around here. Just take the dog for another walk.
A few more, yeah, a few more. The day is young.